Disclaimer: the following narrative is based on open source reports and public claims.
Picture this. The usually calm Caribbean Sea suddenly becomes one of the most intense military hotspots since the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. But this time, it's not Cuba, and it's not the Soviet Union. It's Venezuela. And entering the region is not just any warship. A full U.S. carrier strike group, complete with an aircraft carrier, Aegis destroyers, a nuclear-powered submarine, and dozens of fighter jets, is now positioned on the front line of one of the world's fastest escalating geopolitical tensions on the opposite shore. A fully operational Russian S-400 air defense system, long-range surveillance radars, drones, and reports suggesting additional military support from Moscow and Beijing is still on the way. The world is now asking, are we watching the beginning of a new Cold War? So the question is, why would the United States deploy an aircraft carrier to the Caribbean? There are a few possible reasons. First, to send a message and reaffirm American dominance over a region the U.S. has considered its strategic backyard for decades. Second, the growing military cooperation between Russia and Venezuela, including reports of new missile systems, drones, and even naval support, has caught Washington's attention. And third, the China factor. China's investment and growing influence in Latin America has shifted the geopolitical balance. The presence of Russian military hardware only reinforces that shift. The deployment of the S-400 changes everything. With the ability to track and engage targets at long distances, this isn't just an air defense system. It's a strategic shield designed to block air superiority for Washington. An S-400 system this close to U.S. naval assets sends a clear message. Venezuela is not alone. And if reports are true that the S-400 is connected to Russian electronic warfare support and Chinese early warning networks, then for the first time in modern history, Russian air defense infrastructure is operating close to a U.S. carrier group in the Western Hemisphere. That's not just positioning, that's a strategic shift. So how is the U.S. reacting? They're not sitting still. Alongside the carrier group, the U.S. has increased surveillance flights with aircraft like the P-8 Poseidon, the RQ-4 Global Hawk, and airborne early warning aircraft. International analysts are asking, is this just a show of force, a political signal, or preparation for something much larger? Just a decade ago, Venezuela was seen as militarily weak. Now, with support from Russia and rising cooperation with China, the nation is transforming into a defended geopolitical strongpoint, positioned in a region historically dominated by the United States. If this continues, Venezuela may not only have advanced air defenses, but the capability to challenge U.S. military access and influence across the Caribbean. This isn't just a regional issue. This is a global strategic shift. No one knows what comes next. Will diplomacy cool things down? Or are we witnessing the early stages of a new era of military competition in the Western Hemisphere? One thing is certain: the relationship between the United States, Venezuela, Russia, and China is now at its most fragile point in decades, and the world is watching closely. So what do you think? Is this just military signaling or the beginning of a much larger global power struggle? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want more updates on global military movements, international power shifts, and the future of modern warfare. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.